All right, welcome back to the action here on NECC Games. And Nuke, we are just getting the gas to the floor here. We are ramping it up from Navigators Division, where we just were, all the way up to Challengers Division. It is NEC versus Central College, and this should be a battle. They played in their activation games in the preseason, and NECC did not get the best of Centre. They got 3-0'd, and I'm pretty sure they're looking to bounce back hard because this has been one of the more solid teams in the NECC since we've taken off.
Yeah, it's actually pretty surprising to hear and see that because we've seen New England College do surprisingly very well in this series. I guess not surprisingly, but they've done well throughout the history of the NECC. Central College, though, winning in a 3-0 fashion is very surprising. I'm eager to see what New England College has done and maybe VOD reviews or practices to sort of prepare for this rematch. It wasn't the last activation match that they played them, and they did get a chance to get a little bit more practice on SUNY Oneta. So we'll see if that had a lot of value that went into preparing for this week. But the maps, once again, we are going to be on the following maps for this upcoming week. As you can see on the screen right in front of us, we have Busan first as the control map. Then we have, going over to Hybrid, we have Blizzard World. Escort, we're going to be on Dorado. Hybrid, we're going to be on Hollywood. Control will be on Nepal, and then finally for Escort will be on Route 66. You'll notice if you're just now tuning in that we do not have 2 CP this season, and I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, Alt Charge, but what are your thoughts on that?
Nuke, it's a cause for celebration. Okay, my party hat has been out ever since I read that announcement a couple of months ago, and it is just a breath of fresh air to not see 2 CP up there. Everyone's least favorite game mode. There is nothing agreed upon more by the Overwatch community. So as we prepare for Overwatch 2 to not contain that game mode, that is a great look going forward for the NECC here. Starting lineup is going to be Coin, and this is for New England College. Coin, Nyland, Shadow Storm, Jet, Angel Day, and Party in their respective orders from tanks to DPS to supports. And then on the side of Central College, again, starting with the tanks, these might be a little out of order from what's on your screen, but we're going to have Blaku, of course, a fun name to say. Galvani, also on tank. Crow, Who's James are the DPS duo, and then J Double, the team captain, will be supporting alongside Tossboy. And Tossboy is coming back. She actually missed the last semester having an internship in New York, and they say that she is one of the most reliable players on this team, always executes, and might just be the thing that brings their stability back and what has made them such a force coming out of those activation games.
Yeah, and that's really interesting that you mention that she's now back because she's part of the OG crew, as I understand, part of Central College's OG crew. They started in 2019, the inception of the team, and that is the whole senior class. So even some of the people that aren't going to be maining and starting today, J Double, Crow, this includes, like we said, Toss Boy, Agni Kai, and obviously, like we said, Tossboy herself. Sorry. So I think that it's really interesting to see that dynamic of seniors playing together again after you've been a part of something for so long, like they've been able to do. We're going to go straight into map 1, though. We will be on Busan. We're going to start off in the Mecha base, and no comps have been revealed quite yet. And there they are. Thoughts here, Alt Charge?
Thoughts right off the bat? I like the support line of Central College just a little bit better than I do on the side of New England College. Both teams running the May, and we've got Jet. They're going to be playing the Reaper here, and Crow on the Symmetra. So Central College might actually get to the point first. Maybe they establish that first control, but this is a point in particular where high ground can be key to the first fight. It's not always about just who sets foot on the objective first, but basically a mirror match deathball composition, just with Angel Day being on the Mercy and J Double being on the Lucio. We'll see if the speed boost pays its dividends like it did last game for Central College.
Yeah, they will get there faster, but will they be able to brawl out harder? I mean, you look at the side of New England College, and they have both a Reaper and a May, which can lead to double trouble. Galvani is going to fall first to Nilin. She is going to find the pick, and that's going to be an opportunity for New England College to push into point. Party finding the second pick. Centra need to find something soon. They're going to find it in the form of that Reaper, but it will not be enough. First point going over to New England College. First take.
And I like how Party is just getting involved on the DPS side of things from the support position. Basically a damage dealer anytime you got a high-ranked player on Baptiste. And in the Challengers division, you can basically expect everyone on these teams is at least high diamond, if not masters or grandmaster. So, Party, Tossboy, no? That is incorrect? Plat and diamond. Okay. Well, still. Party
still
impressing me with the damage so far. I would have sworn that most players were actually in diamond for this, but still. I've been impressed with the support play so far. Jet and Nyland come in for the first couple of kills of this fight as Central College is on the back foot yet again. 40% so far captured for New England College as they look to continue this hold.
Yeah, Central College trying to get a couple of different angles here. Ultimately, they call off Crow to come back. I think that's a great reposition on their end. They're going to move around to the other side. New England College is going to find them there first. Maywall will come out, allow them an opportunity to push out. And, ooh, we are going to see Symmetra Wall come and try to take a position for the backline. They're rushing this Reinhardt. Death Blossom coming in from Jet. The Immortality Field is going to come out, but not before Jet fires off 3. And that is going to be a strong hold from New England College.
And that's a sneaky Death Blossom from them. Jet just gets in right into the heart of the Central College team, right into the center, you could say, and just decimates them with that Death Blossom. Pretty hard to get that ultimate off, especially when Who's James on that Cassidy has that stun ready to go. But look at this, Central College just right onto the point this time. Diva Bomb going into the back line, only takes out an Immortality Field. They both trade out. Jet actually falls to one of those bombs. And this May ultimate trying to find what it can, but instead it just kind of solidifies where the front line is at for Central College as they still steamroll in with the Death Ball, finally getting it to go their way. And they've capped the point with around 11%.
Yeah, it looks unfortunately like that sound barrier was just a tad late from Central College's J-Double, but was enough for them to capture the point. So, alas, it all worked out in the end. If you look at the ult economy on both teams, Galvani and Tossboy both have their ultimates. Coin, the only one able to pull out an Earth, or only one with an Earth Shatter on New England College that will come out immediately, same as Galvani. And Jet, Nilin, both pushing in for New England College, trying to get on point. And we're seeing just some Rhines brawl it out. Seems as though Coin is going to fall first. And Jet, once again, adding value for New England College, getting the picks. Death Blossom back up again, gonna pick 3. Massive Death Blossom. Almost able to take point, not quite yet. They gotta fight the Crow first, and this bird is not falling easily.
Crow might be able to hold it down till the reinforcements actually get back into this fight. Able to get just around the corner in the nick of time. Coin actually is able to pick off Crow just before that Blizzard gets tossed out, so that's a very good ultimate to not have to worry about this next fight. Point has been flipped. New England College has it back at 97%. 2 more picks. There might not even be an overtime here. It's going to be a very tricky contest for Central College. They've lost 2 more players, and overtime starts to dwindle. A sound barrier comes out in the nick of time for J-Double, but the support just isn't quite there to keep him alive. Overtime still hasn't transpired. A Shatter finds 3. Look at that. Central College back in the mix. They've got 5 picks. They're looking to take this one back, Noob.
Yeah, it's all about Galvani right now and Crow, whether or not they're able to synergize, and they are. They're going to take the point back, and look at the patience coming out from Central College, backing up, recognizing that they didn't need to engage. They had Crow there. Crow doing a great job of staying alive. I think the only part in which they played that wrong was J-Double got a little bit split from Shadow Storm's ultimate, throwing out the Blizzard, separating J-Double from point, but it allowed them to get in and do some healing afterwards. Man, that was a great play all around from Centra.
New England College throws in the Diva Bomb to start this one off. Galvanijo has to back up with the shield. Who's James from the top turnbuckle gets a pair with the High Noon. Cassidy starting to shine with that Peacekeeper, rolling away now from the Reaper Jet, landing the headshot, and just like that, Central College flipped this first point of Mecha Days onto its head, and they steal one from New England College.
Wow, and that shows what sort of patience goes into playing around these sort of comps, right? If you recognize what your win condition is, you play around that win condition. If you recognize what your stall condition is, you play around that stall condition. And I think Central College just understood that in that round a little bit better than New England College did. I have one question for you, Alt Charge. I need to know.
Yeah.
Who's James?
James is a pretty darn good Cassidy who's got a clutch factor in this lobby right now, really impressing me in this one so far. Listen, Nuke, I was talking with Central College's director. He was saying that the team was actually upped their practices coming into this season. They used to have 2, now they're going to 3 with a guaranteed VOD review day after their NECC competition, so they might actually not even be counting as that VOD day as one of their practices, but they're also doing team dinners and making sure this team gets a lot of time together. So that right now is paying off huge, because it is tough to run a coordinated death ball like they're doing. You've got to be on the same wavelength, and on that last round they could clearly all tell that they're playing the same game.
Yeah, they are, and I can tell you from experience, being a director, I think that is imperative. You need time in and out of game to get coordinated. And, you know, sometimes you really just need time in-game to get these Rhine swings down like Coin is able to do. New England College are doing great at taking these first points and showing it an all-out aggression. But Sintra, once they find themselves in a pickle, they're able to adapt a little bit better, I think. So that's going to be a really interesting concept to consider as we go further into the set. But, you know, like you were saying with Central College, I think that that's imperative whenever you have a team to ensure that you're bonding and understanding each other in-game and out of game.
They're able to get the first pick here, but the McCree quickly traded out. J-Double, the captain for the Central College team, wins the duel against Angel Day. Now they've got themselves the advantage here. The May ultimate gets eaten up by Blaku, and the Fire Strike scorches Coin as he's on the retreat. This point will surely flip, and Nuke, just another note about Central College, J-Double, the captain for this team, is on the Lucio, so you love to have your shot caller on that support role where you're just commanding those speed boosts. You really get to just get a feel for what your death ball can do, especially when Galvanijo plays such a stable Reinhardt for him.
Absolutely. There are pros and cons and definite advantages to having your shot caller be, you know, a tank or a support so that they can dictate the pacing of these fights. Earthshatter comes out, is going to be blocked. However, the second Earthshatter is on board by Coin. Blizzard going to stop that immediately. Immortality Field going to keep Party alive. And it's a fiesta. Turn it around. Yeah, reversing back and forth. Still holding point as well. Central College is not giving this up easily.
No, New England College had to fight tooth and nail to get this flip going again, and Party again flashing the aim skills on the Baptiste.
It's an absolute fiesta, like I said. This Party knows what they're doing. They know, you could say they know how to party.
Nuke, what are you seeing so far from Central? I mean, they gave up that last one, but they came in with a pretty good rotation to take it back. What was their success? Are they going to do the same kind of thing here now that they've got some ultimates?
Yeah, it was intentional. They didn't want to they didn't want to use ultimates there. They're now going to re-engage, knowing that they have ultimates online. They found 2 picks. They have 3 still online if they need to use them, but the 2 picks that they got are 2 of the ultimates that are on board. They just take out Nilin, and it's a pretty clean point. Central College is doing a great job of making these picks calculated and not just going in willy-nilly. They're recognizing whoever is doing their alt calling is doing a great job, or tracking is doing a great job of understanding who has ultimates online, and they are focusing those people specifically, taking them out of the fight, not even allowing that opportunity to arise. So great tactics coming out from Centra. Sound Barrier coming out, Earth Shatter to follow, and Coin showing all-out opposition.
Coin lays it down, finding the pick onto the opposing main tank as New England College rolls back into this one. They did a great job just using an economy fight on that last one, not using a single ultimate, understanding the point of this round, where the game was at, and realizing that they were sitting on a full bank of ultimates so they could just go right back in as long as they could avoid the Maywall, which they did. They had plenty of ultimates to take it, and they've still got 4 in hand to defend the last 10 seconds of this game.
Yeah, and that they did it a round ago. I'm interested to see if they can do it again. Earthshatter going to find Angel Dry. Are they able to get the pick off of it? They are. Blaku is going to grab it. Galvani just created a massive opportunity for Central College. The Blizzard's coming out on point. The self-destruct trying to push them off. Jet coming in with the massive Death Blossom to end it all. And it looks like New England College with the massive clap back to Centra. It is 1-1 on Busan.
Centra coming in with just their 2 tank players, and they actually made something very competitive of that final fight. But if it wasn't for Jet swooping in with that Death Blossom, finding that 2K late, which sealed that point for New England College, we will move to Sanctuary, and this is where the Reinhardt compositions can really fall apart. So I am looking for both of these teams to reach into the toolbox and show us something special.
Yeah, I don't know if they will though. They're both pretty comfortable on the. Oh, okay. Well, I can tell you're over there just beaming in your seat as I notice Central College Crow is going to switch over to the Torbjorn. We're going to see who's James on the Cole Cassidy. You know, like you said, switching up that comp a little bit. New England College though going to keep it stiff and rigid, understanding that they know their win conditions with this comp. It worked last round. They're going to try it again.
Yeah, New England College, they're running a solid comp, they're running it very well, but they don't have a lot of answers to get damage deep onto a Torp turret that could be very far in the own backline of Central College, so we actually could see that getting quite a bit of value here. I'm interested to see how it plays out. Right now, it is New England College getting to the point first, Coin being aggressive on this front pillar, defending it. That Fire Strike lands onto 3, giving him a massive boost on the alt charge, and Galvanijo goes down as well, so Coin will be winning the race to Shatter, but still, the DPS are trading out some kills for Centra, still making this a rather competitive fight going back and forth, and we could actually see them coming back in very soon with a reset.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of early aggression and just very quick, sort of sporadic aggression coming out from New England College, and it's working heavily to their advantage. Centra, it seems as though they're a little bit more tactical in terms of how they're approaching. However, they're waiting a little bit too long. They've got to pick up the pace if they want to match whatever New England College is dishing out.
Yeah, and they are dishing out their own damage right now. Crow and Who's James get a couple of kills. Shadowstorm throws out that Blizzard, but it shouldn't amount to much here as Who's James lands that headshot right as that underhanded softball left the hand of Shadowstorm, and it looks like that is a clean take, and they got the May Blizzard off the board.
Yeah, that was a great rotation around as well. We know that Shadowstorm was trying to get a pick on Tossboy as she was sort of out of position, but the rest of the team rotated around that Blizzard around the middle of point and was able to catch New England off their back foot. Coin coming around with the Earth Shatter, though, could spell disaster for Central College. They may need to use some ultimates to defend here. High Noon coming out. Not going to find anyone. They're on point. We're going to see Diva Bomb come out as well, and it is going to find Angel Day.
Oh!
Coin with the massive Earth Shatter.
Look at that. They traded at the same time. The stuns caught both Reinhardts and sent him to the floor. In the end, though, it's Jet coming in. Only squishy targets were left, and a Death Blossom makes easy work of that.
Yeah, Jet is just a nuisance for Central College right now. And it's apparent. I mean, you've seen it in all 3 maps. These Death Blossoms have been cheeky, they've been quick, and they've been unexpected because the fight's already started. You're not expecting a Reaper to just come in and clean up as you're at the end of it. You don't even think of the Reaper because you haven't seen him all fight. But yet again, there he is, and he's doing what he does best, picking apart your entire front line.
J-Double speed boosting in right there. They're able to trade out the Reinhardt. Sound Barrier could actually give them the advantage. Angel isn't up to pop that ultimate on the side of New England College, and they're awfully low here while Centra is still at full HP. That is the power of a Lucio, and they are cleaning up here. Who's James with the final High Noon of this fight? They will get the flip back, but they're still going to have to defend this point for about a minute, Nuke, and that is a long time to keep New England College at bay.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't like Shadowstorm trying to live there. If I'm Shadowstorm, I'm dying much earlier. Now you're taking a solid 5-10 seconds extra to regroup as a team, and they were just willing to kill you right there. Yeah, I think you just take the death, you regroup with the rest of your team, and you come back, because now they've wasted some time. And Central College, you know, they are utilizing that to their advantage. New England only needs one more retake more than likely, but alas. New England College, we are going to see these Blizzard come out from Shadowstorm. Party throwing out the Fiesta, dropping the wall. Seeing walls dropped on point as well from the May, and a massive Earth Shatter coming from Coin, pushing all of Central College off of the front of the point, and we're seeing another Blizzard in retaliation. Crow is going to find Angel. We're going to see J-Double take out Jet. Blaku taking on Party, and all of Central College is coming back for the clapback on New England, and they are not giving up this point without a fight.
Great Blizzard there from Crow to keep that point for their team. But still, it's not over yet. The biggest ultimate of this game is going to be Jet's next Death Blossom. They've all hit the mark so far, but this one, with just 12 seconds to go in the round, they've got to find the mark here.
How do you think Central College has to retaliate against this Death Blossom that's incoming?
They just have to see it coming in. Who's James has a very important stun to land. They're going to have a sound barrier online shortly to get them back in the fight. That shatter actually got blocked. And right now, they're in a pretty decent spot. Sound barrier comes out. They've gotten the kill onto Coin, the main tank, and the Lucio no longer in play in this fight. Both supports are now down for New England College. Jet comes in with the Blossom, but it doesn't find it. They actually do a great job of countering that one. And it looks like Central College still undefeated in maps so far against New England College. They take Busan.
Yeah, they're going to take Busan. And I think you brought up a good point. They needed to stun that Reaper out whenever he was coming into Death Blossom. That's exactly what they saw. And while it wasn't the Cole Cassidy that was able to do it, the May Freeze was the one that put the nail in the coffin there. We're seeing a play of the game come out from Galvani and the amazing retake that we saw in map 1 and Mecha Base. So very, very compelling series so far. And wow, it's week 1. This feels like week 9. These teams are playing at the top of their game. We're seeing a little bit more strategy come out from Central College versus the massive aggression coming out from New England College. And honestly, the sneakier plays. New England is very sneaky with how they're engaging these fights. So Centra doing a great job adapting, but this is to make for an amazing series, All Charge.
Yeah, this is looking fantastic so far, and you can just kind of tell New England College, they've got 2 seniors. It's Angel Day and it's Coin, and they are laying it all out on the line here. They want to go far in their final collegiate esports season, and honestly, they're not disappointing so far. A 2-1 Busan map is incredibly close, and as we go to hybrid next, I think we're going to see a lot of the same compositions. I think both teams might still run a Reinhardt or a Diva because both of those 2 tank lines can really do a lot of work on that map in particular. But Nuke, what have you noticed so far in this game?
Wow. Well, I've like I said earlier, I've noticed that it seems as though the DPS on New England College, it seems is more calling the shots rather than Central College. It seems, J Double is calling the shots in terms of the support line. They're playing a little bit more hesitant, but that's because they're trying to calculate when they're going in. They're taking the fights to New England on their terms. New England College is pushing in all-out aggression and getting picks because they're so fast and sporadic with how they're doing it, but it's not sustainable for the fights as a whole. They're getting 1 to 2 picks. Centra's backing off. Like we said in the previous set when we were watching Huntington versus Greenville, you'd mentioned multiple times there's a lot of value to just backing up. And I think Centra understands that value. And it's not just 1 or 2 people, it's the whole team understanding the value. They're backing up, they're recognizing, letting New England throw whatever they have at them, and then jumping back at them. And it's a very back and forth. It can come out on either side. A lot of variables in that mix. If New England gets 3 or 4 picks when they go in, Centra doesn't have the opportunity to back up. They have to take it then and there. If Centra's able to get that repositioning and re-engage, then they're winning these fights.
Chat, sorry to cut you off there, Nuke, but chat's got to just stick around for a little bit here. This one is sure to be a banger, but before we go to Blizzard World, we're going to be taking a very short break, so don't go anywhere.
While we're on a break, put in chat who's going to win in a fight, me or Alt Charge.
All right, welcome back, chat. It looks like the 4 of you who said stuff are siding with Nuke that he would beat me in a fight, and no one got to hear right before we cut out that I said he's literally a nuclear bomb. So yeah, he stacks up pretty well against some alt charge. I'm actually a feeder. Nuke
cleaned my clock though, my nose. I'm gonna have to get something for that. It was bleeding just a minute ago. All jokes aside,
you clean up good.
Yeah, I clean up well. You do too, buddy. It was a good fight. You guys missed it. It was off camera. But more important than our fight, we got to look at this fight going on ahead of us, right? We got New England College versus Central College. We got aggression versus strats. And it's been a great series so far. We are about to head into the second map of the series, which is Blizzard World. And I think that as we change up format a little bit, which side do you think it would favor, Old Charge? Who do you think is going to come on top when we move more toward an escort payload type map?
Yeah, Nuke. I mean, they've been very similar, just the style of these teams. And I mean, that is what you're going to notice after just one control map. So I'm not too shocked that we're seeing them play a lot of the same compositions, but I am shocked to see only one team really taking the greater advantage of the Cole Cassidy, and that is Central College, and that is Who's James, who might have just been the difference maker on that Busan map, especially on Mecha Base first point. Really the only hero in the lobby that could get up to the high ground and take advantage of that map geometry. So going in to Blizzard World again on that hero, no one on New England College playing anything that can counter it too well besides Nyland on the Diva that can go up there for a dive. But I think that could be one of the tall orders of New England College is just how do they control Who's James?
Yeah, and that's the question everyone's been asking tonight is who is James? James is the force to be reckoned with on Central College, and New England, you're right, you're 100% right. They have to retaliate. But I am interested to see Jet, kind of a interesting pick seeing Jet on this Torbjorn on the defense. Trying to take a page out of Centra's book from the last map. Jet here to prove that he is a better Torbjorn.
Yeah, Jet, I mean, really did shine on the Reaper pick as well. They did so many great things, especially with that ultimate. Here on the defense, there's a lot of fantastic sight lines as the attackers have to make their long walk up to the point where Torb can get some great ult charge, but this is a fantastic rotation from Centra to just try and get this backside high ground up by what we call boat. And Who is James again, perched up in the crow's nest. And that is how you have to set up your hit scan DPS, really, so they can take advantage of what is down below. Jet, though, does get the first pick of this fight as they're able to pick off the Diva mech with that Torb turret.
Yeah, and man, that is a courageous Lucio. Angel Day popping up on top, trying to get a boop. Very cheeky play, wasn't quite able to find anything. We are going to see Blaku take out Jet's turret, and this is going to spell disaster for all of Centra College. New England College. Centra looking like they're trying to capture this point. It could go either way at this point.
Yeah, not an easy fight at all. Nyland, she's able to get that kill onto Crow there late into the fight, and it looks like New England College has sealed the deal here on first point. 37% taken for Centra. That gets them a little bit closer to the cap as they manage to take that first full tick, but a fantastic hold from New England College, put in a very tough spot. Once Centra got up there on the boat high ground, they just had great angles all around for Crow and Who's James to just lace in icicles and bullets out of the Peacekeeper, but New England College just not letting the pressure get to them. They backed off, played the natural cover, played the Reinhardt shield from Coin, and they were able to survive that onslaught.
Yeah, and I think that their intention was to try to pick a cheeky and sort of unique way to get around, get up on that high ground and catch New England off guard. But they are going to go for it again, and they're going to get massively punished for it. Coin going for the Earth Shatter. Jet throwing out the lava in the doorway. There's nothing that they can do to get through that. What a great counterplay from New England College.
Centra did get the pick on the party there, which could prove very valuable as they make their way back into this fight. They've got the Ant Matrix. Blizzard has been gobbled up by Blaku, and the other Blizzard for Crow lands. It finds the mark, and Centra College will steamroll back onto this point, and they should end up taking the objective.
You see that Jet play? Remember earlier I said Jet tries to be real sneaky, hiding over in the corner in plain sight. Like, maybe if I don't move, they won't see me. But Central College notices immediately, takes him out. Jet swapping back over to the Cole Cassidy, realizing that Torbjorn probably not the best pick going forward in this series, and may be able to do a little bit more on that Cassidy pick.
Yeah, Torb is a great first point hero for Blizzard World especially, but going back in, picking a hit scan that has a stun, always a solid move when you're playing a deathball kind of composition, and when you have to just answer a Mei who's going to be up in your grill trying to freeze everyone. So I feel like the pick. Jet does go down first in this fight, losing the duel to Who's James, and now Galvanijo goes in with the Earth Shatter, has to navigate this Mei wall before they're able to lay it down, but just trying to eye one up there, and it finds two. The slam down, the lightning bolt up in the kill feed, and it is the Galvanijo show with the 3K.
Yeah, Galvani with the Armani, dripping out here with the Earth Shatters, and an absolute massive play as Central College continues their push on this Blizzard world. They are, you know, roughly 10 meters away from point. They're almost there, and New England College recognizes their time to shine, get back in. The Immortality Field will come out, however, it will not save Shadowstorm falling to Blacku's Diva self-destruct. Crow taking out Party, Galvanijo taking out Angel Day, and Central College is not allowing New England to stop them here.
No, they are not. And 3:45 up on the clock going into third point. A fantastic run of this attack so far, stumbling a little bit on their first effort at first point, but nothing has been hitched since then. New England College has to find an answer here, and they've got plenty of ultimates to do it. It's just all about timing.
Absolutely, and you know, they got tit for tat in terms of ultimates. They got about 3 online on each side, and it's going to be a matter of who does it better. Galvanijo going in, getting stunned out. The Earth Shatter will not come out, and it looks like the same is going to happen to Coin. Wow, you rarely see that happen on both sides, where both Krees are able to stun the ultimates of the enemy Reinhardts, but it seems as though in this case it worked out in New England College's favor. Centra was not able to capitalize on the opportunity that was presented to them.
No, they're not, Nuke. And what I've noticed a couple of times in this game so far is I wasn't actually aware it went through a while ago, but I do believe the Reinhardt Shatter got a change where it does 200 damage right next to the impact zone. And that's, I think, why we've seen those 2Ks and those kills fall on the feed. The DPS right now flanking for New England College. Diva unable to get that Blizzard there as a couple of members of Central College are frozen right in the middle of Main Street, but it looks like they'll stay alive for now.
I am amazed they were able to keep Party alive there. They took out the Immortality Field, but wasn't able to kill him quite in time. Nilin with an absolutely bonkers self-destruct, taking out Tossboy. She was not able to defend that one. J Double looking for trouble. Galvanijo taking Jet out of this equation, saying you are not factoring in here, bud. And it looks like the rest of Central College is cleaning up, but they have to do so quickly. If New England College is able to regroup, which they aren't, they would have been able to touch. Great composition, great play from Central College. Support line and DPS line finishing that one out for Blizzard World round 1. A minute and 54 left on the clock in that bank as well.
And that is a time bank that New England College can certainly compete with. It's not the lights out time bank that we did see Huntington put up in the previous game that we watched. But still, Central College with a great run through of Blizzard World. They did stumble on that first attack of first point, but they fixed their mistakes. Who's James making things work very well on the Cassidy, Crow on the May, those May walls just splitting up the team, and Galvanijo on the Reinhardt. A force to be reckoned with in this one. All of those ultimates are just flying loose, and they are hitting the target.
Yeah. Like, there's no better way to put it. It's, I think both teams at this point, I was saying at the beginning of the series that Central College was a little bit more tactical in how they were approaching, but Control is a way different beast than these hybrid and escort maps, and it seems as though both teams are meeting each other in the middle. We're seeing a little bit more aggression from Central College, being quick to the beat, quick to the moment, and New England College is taking steps back and recognizing that it's not their time to attack when Centra is throwing all out aggression at them. So now we're seeing Jet. Okay, Jet was on the Widowmaker, gonna switch over to the Pharah actually, and I'm surprised this is the first time I think we're seeing Pharah at all tonight. Berkeley.
Yeah, Chase, this is a pretty good farm map as well. There's a lot of buildings along the left side that you can play to just give yourself some cover, but Who is James has been lights out on the Cole Cassidy so far in this one, so the pressure is going to be on Jet just to stay alive, but if they're able to land direct hits as Coin slams in on this Wrecking Ball, that is a fantastic amount of burst damage that they can try and capitalize on, especially with Shadowstorm there, just waiting in the wings to land a one clip onto anyone vulnerable. I do like how these DPS are poking around, waiting for Coin to come in with those cooldowns, and Coin already at 80% to that minefield. Central College playing passive, looking a little scared so far in this fight.
Yeah, Central College does have a lot of sustainability with their Baptiste and Lucio, but I like the strategy coming out from New England College, looking to, disposition a lot of Central College and then set them up for success, as Jet just did on J Double. Who's James taking out Jet's resource and taking out Angel Day. Jet also now falling to Galvani with a I'm sorry I missed that fire strike. That is some calculations you got to set there to hit a Pharah with a fire strike.
Yeah, anytime a Rhine player hits a Pharah with a fire strike, it's just a surefire smile coming out from that tank player. So Galvani not missing there. Who's James has the high noon online. Probably the best counter in all of Overwatch to a pharmacy. Coin coming in now. Late on the engagement, but ends up landing that slam. Doesn't pop the minefield, though. Going to go back in with this second set of cooldowns before laying it down. And they've got Central College spaced out and just huddled on this left side of the point. They've gotten the Immortality Field out as well, but the High Noon is able to hit Jet. Immortality Field saves Who James's life as that Pulse Bomb stuck onto him, but Shadow Storm not getting the kill for that as a fantastic Immortality Field tossed out from Toss Boy.
Yeah, and look at what they had to use to keep them off of point. The answer is next to nothing. Maybe they used a sound barrier and it kept them alive, but Central College has 3 ultimates still online. Now, Who's James also had to use the High Noon to counter the pharmacy, as we talked about earlier, and that could spell disaster, as Jet could come in now with that barrage and have a lot of value with it. But overall, as we're just watching this as a whole, NECG and New England College Grims is having a much harder time capturing point than what Centra did on the flip side.
They've gotten the kill onto Crow here. That may no longer will have the Blizzard active in this fight, but Coin goes down again. Looks like Who's James is doing a number onto Coin's Wrecking Ball just with those Cassidy stuns, and Jet is having a hard time getting the window in just to pop this Rocket Barrage. Going to have some help from Nyland using that defensive matrix to keep him alive, and Blocku tasked on the other end of things, just eating up that barrage. Goes down here to Who's James. The res has to come through, and that kind of delays the engagement here for New England College. Diva Bomb flies overhead, taking down the hit scan. Now Jet has some room after being rezzed back into this fight. The barrage from the backline, able to find the Diva mech. Can it find more? None yet, but it looks like the Diva will be cleaned up here. Still, though, Central College holding beautifully as they're able to just counter dive after dive from this New England College team.
Yeah, I think Jet recognized that they couldn't hold on to the ultimate that much longer. They needed to barrage and find some value. They found it on the Diva, which isn't a whole lot of value, honestly. Centra is all but keeping them off of this point. Coin trying to find an in, going around, trying to get the minefield play, throwing it on point. Not quite hitting the mark. Shadow Storm switching over to the Tracer, switching it up, and is going to get a massive stick on Who's James. Galvani is going to respond, though, by taking out Coin and Party. This could be it. And it is.
And wow, Centra with a great defense there on Blizzard World. I mean, You really can't play the death ball any better when you're going up against that aggressive dive of New England College.
Yeah, I think that the issue there was Jet was waiting too long to use the barrage, right? And Jet was unable to get in to use the barrage when they should have been playing off of their self-destruct. They threw the self-destruct over the top. You know that everyone's going to have to reposition for that or use the immortality field to keep the team alive. So you wait for that immortality field to come out. You wait to disposition the Cole Cassidy with your wrecking ball, and then that's your opportunity to go in and get value off of that barrage. However, that window they were looking for was just off shifted by a little every time. And unfortunately, they weren't able to get that window. They weren't able to capture that moment. Central College taking that point in a very deserving fashion.
Yeah, that was no easy task, that defense on Blizzard World. And honestly, Jet, who had such a great round on the Reaper, didn't play poorly on Far. It was just Who's James shining again very bright for the Central College team on the Cassidy, not missing the mark, always making sure those high noons found either the Pharah or the Mercy, and doing a good job of just taking them down with those regular standard shots out of the Peacekeeper. If I had to give Jet any advice with that barrage, I'm sure they're a better DPS player than I am, but it would just to be not to be afraid. It's the most vulnerable ultimate in the game. You are a sitting duck. You're probably going down. Don't be too nitty gritty with how you're just going to nitpick that moment to go in. Just send it. If you can get 2 and you die, that's a valuable barrage.
Even if you're not able to get 2, if you're able to burst, right? Because your whole name of the game is bursting them down. If you're able to get all of that burst off and then your wrecking ball come in and drop the minefield, they're split. The whole point of the game and playing that comp is dispositioning them. You have to capitalize off of it when you're able to get that in.
So, Nuke, as we head into our next map, which will be an Escort Map of Dorado, the teams are going to switch sides, but New England College, I feel like they have played a very stellar game tonight. But is there anything they could do just to kick it up a couple of notches where they're able to take a map or two off of Centric?
Yeah, I think it goes. I think honestly, I'll charge if I was to pick apart one thing specifically, it's play around to what your strengths are, right? Your strength is Jet. Jet is doing a lot. What is the win condition? You have to take out who is countering Jet. And that right now is Cole Cassidy. That's who's James. You got to pick out who's James and then allow Jet to get in, do what they do best, whether it's on the Torbjorn, whether it's on the Reaper, whether it's on the Pharah. That's what it's going to take to get these points. If not, then you communicate who you're switching it around, whoever you're going to put a focus on, right? I think that New England just has a small amount of tweaking to do to bring that aggression back to the table and find value from the aggression that they're throwing out. We are going to be moving into map 3. Map 3 is going to be Dorado, and it's going to be a good time. We're going to have some fun. And I think we're moving straight into it. No breaks if I'm not wrong. Correct. No breaks. We're moving straight into Dorado. Tell me, you think that there's going to be a difference in how these teams are going to tackle these fights and from Blizzard World to Dorado?
Well, I think NECC still has some stuff that they haven't shown us. They do practice 5 days a week and they work very closely together with their esports director, Josh. They work so closely with their director, Josh, that Coin actually tells me the team just calls him Dad. That's how closely they work with their director. So I bet they've got some strats. Maybe not something like we saw Huntington do in game number 1. I don't know if you were here for it, chat, but Huntington just bursted out of spawn with a sim TP and a speed boost and ended up on the defender's high ground. So we are in map 3. There is still some Overwatch yet to play, and I'm sure both of these teams in this higher division have some tricks up their sleeve.
And wow, it looks like tricks indeed. Looks like Vector is going to get subbed in. Vector going to be on the Doomfist. Jet making a massive switch over as well. I honestly was not expecting to see the Echo, but Jet showing the versatility now on the Echo. Shadowstorm going to switch over to the Cole Cassidy. And man, yeah, you asked for some changes. Here's some changes. We're also seeing Galvani on the Winston.
Yeah, Centra going with a double bubble composition here, which is a staple of this Dorado map. A little harder to execute on the defense than it is to get value on from the offense, but if Vector is coming into this map as a substitute, as a Doomfist specialist, just looking at the rooftops along this Dorado map, there is no better map for a Doomfist specialist to come in on. I'm sure that we're just going to be seeing them flying high and launching into the backline. Blaku will have the task of making sure they get a bubble so they don't get stunned out by Shadowstorm and taken down. Like that.
Ooh, yeah, exactly like that. Shadowstorm trying to stop it, but Coin gonna take out Galvani as soon as Galvani goes to get a push in. Shadowstorm sitting in the back of the payload. Looks like 2 are going to get antied, both Nilan and Angel Day. Jet hanging out on the side, now switched over to the Hanzo. That was a very fast change. I didn't even see that come out until now.
And Vector already gets back into this fight, gets a kill, and dies in the blink of an eye. That is kind of the ebb and flow of Doomfist. It's just a boom or bust type hero, able to come out of spawn, get the kill, which sways the advantage so quickly into Central College's possession, where they're just able to sense that for a brief moment. New England College is weak, they're down a player, the tanks move forward, and they're able to get this defense back on solid ground.
Like you said, that is exactly where this comp thrives, as well as both tanks playing around both of the bubbles they have. And not just both the doubles, but J double as well, sitting on the Ana, going to keep them both alive. I think that they are taking it to heart, exactly what we were talking about. They need to switch up their comp. They need to switch up around what they're doing. And New England College, not sure if they have the right response here for it.
Oh, a big shatter in response for Coin, trying to make his way into the backline, but the Valkyrie from Tossboy again, noted as such a reliable player she is for the Central College team, able to keep them all fully supported. Block, who gets backed into a corner here, dueling a baby diva, but it looks like in pilot form, might be able to get the kill. Nyland, no, it does go down to Who's James in the backline. Vector just coming up into the front line too. Doomfist just so rambunctious in this lobby so far.
Absolutely. Vector is so versatile on this hero, but not just in how they're playing, but like how they're playing around the comp specifically. You notice that Vector was able to take 2 off of the front line and push them into the back line as Blaku was trying to get some value off of that Zarya 1v1ing the baby diva in the side room. Galvani setting up. Ooh, and we're gonna see the ultimate come out immediately, diving into the back line and just tearing apart damage, recognizing the ledge is there and trying to take him off of it.
Good job there by Shadowstorm just to keep his feet away from that ledge, almost hanging 10. Galvani not getting a ton of value in terms of the kill feed with that nano boost and Primal Rage, but definitely killing some clock and making sure that New England College doesn't get any progress for about 20 seconds of that last fight. Now they're going to be rolling into this next one with 4 ultimates that they can use, and the sound barrier from Angel Day, probably the most important one for her to get value with all match.
Yeah, 40 seconds out of a minute and 20 seconds, or 20 seconds out of a minute and 20 seconds is, 1/4 of your time. So I think that added a lot of value. Shadowstorm now getting stuck, but it looks like the lamp is going to come out, and man, Galvani and Blaku, the synergy between these two is just unhinged right now. Centra College holding this defense exceptionally well, and the backbone of the team obviously being J-Double and Tossboy, keeping the heels alive. New England is having a tough time breaking through the situation.
Yeah, and Nuke, I would say the 2 hardest heroes to play in a double bubble comp are the Ana and the Zarya. Zarya just has so much tanking to do with just 1 cooldown that comes online every 10 seconds, especially when you have a Doomfist accompanying a Winston on all these dives, and then J-Double. Everything's moving so fast in front of you. Those skill shots on Ana are not easy. And that Diva Bomb does fly in, takes down J-Double and Blaku, the 2 most important players in this composition. This is the best window New England College has had yet, but it looks like the fight is still flipping on its head as Galvani comes in with the Primal Rage to make a statement.
Again, the Primal Range able to get it up in less than a minute and now re-engaging with it to try to keep the team alive. What I've noticed here, though, is New England College is sitting on 3 ultimates now, and they may need to use them to get through. Who's James is going to pop the high noon. Is it going to find anyone? It is. Angel Day will fall. Blaku taking out Coin, and that's going to be it for the first round.
Yeah, I mean, even though it looked like Central was finally getting back down in that fight, just New England College.
Did they just not touch?
Not able to take it. The high noon kind of zoned him out there. It found 2 picks, one being the Diva mech, and Diva is probably your best recontesting hero with those rocket boosters to get back in. So even though they were only off point for what might have been a second, that's enough time for overtime to tick down.
I was so confused for a second. I was like, how? It was going so well. Also, made you look, chat. Gotcha. That's funny. That we're having a real party, as we would put it. The piñatas have come out, and let's see if the gloves are off for New England. They have quite a hold ahead of them. Centra now able to play this comp, as you were saying earlier, Berkeley. They're able to play this comp where it thrives most. That's on offense. We're seeing some troll picks come out from Centra as well.
No. These are not troll picks. Let me tell you, if Vector were to play the Genji here with only 63 meters that they have to push it, he's a fantastic nano target. If Party throws out that Immortality Field, a Nano Blade could just decimate that other team, but I like how he's sticking with the Doomfist. If Who is James is to play the Widowmaker here, that's just playing for a pick in the fight. Getting one of those hits again off the high ground they're bound to be on is no easy task for just Nyland, so it's going to be very difficult for them.
It will. But it looks like you said, Who's James is going to stick on this Widowmaker for now. Nah, they're going back and changing. And it will be the Cole Cassidy that will come out. Yes. Vector trying to get an in, but Jet has the angle on him. I'm honestly a little bit surprised that we haven't seen Jet switch back to the Reaper with Galvani playing this Winston both rounds.
Vector goes in for the kill there, but catches a stun from Jet. Unable to get eliminated, though, as they're able to roll out, and the tanks have made the space. Galvani going in, aggressive on the Winston, hopping up on the high ground, finding a couple of kills, and now Vector back in the mix as well, slamming down onto Nylon, and Nuke, this one is done and dusted. Central College getting the 3-0 win over New England College.
That is all she wrote, and I'm telling you right now, Alt Charge, I was not expecting this ending to this series. Central College, yes, getting the 3-0 over New England College, creating more of a storyline here in the NECC. They're able to revert, or able to sweep what they had been swept before, and we're going to see the play of the game come out from Blaku. Just an amazing Graviton Surge, going to find a couple. And it's going to finish it out with Galvani. I think they played this double bubble comp perfectly and to their advantage. And they kept it. And what's interesting is they kept that in their back pocket until the last map, until they needed it. They weren't trying to show it in between the other maps. And that, I think, caught New England College off guard, to be frank.
Yeah, that composition is decent on Busan. It's decent on Blizzard World, but on Dorado, it really does just come to the forefront as one of the more meta comps, especially when you have a substitute who can just come in and play an aggressive Doomfist alongside of Winston. Not a lot of teams have that in their tool belt, so that is something that the rest of Challengers Division is going to have to keep an eye on Centra for. But Nuke, actually, it was Central College who did 3-0 in the activation game, so it looks like...
Oh, you're right. I read that wrong.
They're a dangerous team in this Challengers Division, coming out with a lot of 3-0s to start this season.
Yeah, no joke. I mean, that's insane. They're now 6-0 up on New England College, and if you judged this set by the first game, I don't think anyone would have guessed that this would have happened. New England College came out swinging, and they came out swinging strong. I expected a little bit more of a take from them, and I think it comes down to their ebb and flow when it came to the series. I think that Central College was just able to play around New England College a little bit more, understand their win conditions, and go in on their own terms, whereas New England College was just looking for the picks, playing a much more straightforward Overwatch, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And then if we had to go in for a most valuable player of the match for this one, Nuke, who would your pick be?
Judging it off the first map, hands down it's Jet. Judging it off of the entire series as a whole, it's probably my boy Who's James. Because who is James? I mean, that is the real question that we've all been asking. Who's yours? Who's your player of the match?
I think you did call it right. Jet had a massive impact on that round one. I think gave New England College their best chance at actually winning a map, but Who is James on the Cole Cassidy had to shut down a few different DPS lineups that New England was throwing their way, and it wasn't easy. The Pharmacy coming on Blizzard World was looking very strong, especially when Coin comes in to disrupt everything on Wrecking Ball, but Who is James seemed to always have that stun, always have a high noon online to take care of business. Nuke, I think that does have to be the player of the match for this one.
And we agree unanimously on this one. It looks like the player of the match from Alt Charge and I is Who is James. And next time we see Central College come back, I want to know. Give me an answer. I got to know who James is.
Yeah, someone's got to figure it out because it doesn't look like New England College quite figured out Who is James. But Nuke, the action continues to ramp up here on stream. We started out in the Navigators. We just finished our Challengers game. And next, it is going to be an onslaught of competition between Northwood Esports and Kennesaw State University in the Legends division. And this was very close in the activations. Northwood barely edged out the win 2-1 over Kennesaw. So, Chad, you are going to watch this one. Nuke, before we send it off into the break, did you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I am thrilled to be back again for more NECC action. Alt Charge and I will be casting all season right here every single Thursday. Be sure to check us out. You know, if you like the content you're seeing, follow us on Twitter, follow NECC Games on Twitter, follow both Michael and Carol, our production, on Twitter. We are all super engaged. We love what's going on. We love interacting with the community. But like you said, it's time for us to catch a little bit of snoozing because Corbeck and Bullskunk will be up very soon to deliver the most high-octane action you're probably going to see all night. Northwood and Kennesaw State University, that is not going to be a match you're going to want to miss.